Hello and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. And we're continuing on with our little adventure here. Now we've got the Dromedary Freighter. And I've come back to Earth to reclaim all of the little bits of things that were just left behind here as I left my original starting position. So we have this nice big block out of the out of the ice here that we had drilled out, but we have taken all of that hydrogen that was in the storage containers here, and we have moved it over to the ship, and I've actually filled up the tanks to a fairly decent degree. If I jump in here, we can see that the tanks are now at 62.8%, and we're losing it slightly because I still believe that there are a few engines on. Yes, there's a couple hydrogen engines. They're still just producing a little bit of power to keep the shield running, but considering the fact that we have like millions of hydrogen and we're only losing like a few per second, we've got plenty of time to use up the 62% hydrogen. And that's the same percentage, the exact same value actually, for every single tank that I have out of my dozen. So I have a lot of hydrogen here, so there's no worries there. So we're going to leave the ship to just run off of that for a while. Also, back at the old base, I found my old grinder and welder utility working ship. So I grabbed that and stuck it onto the connector here, and we'll be taking it with us because on both Mars and, while in reality I believe it's Phobos and Deimos are Mars's moons, in the game it's Europa that is Mars's moon. Both of them have atmosphere, so this thing with its atmospheric thrusters, and we can replace these grinders with welders, means that we can build up some blueprints on there quite quickly and do that quite nicely. Also, we have our little hauler here, which had just a whole bunch of thrusters and batteries and nothing else, which was the modification of my original mining ship. Yeah, with this thing can just grab onto stuff with its landing gear and move it around, which could be useful in an atmospheric environment. But we are going to pop over to where the base, our old base, is, and we are going to say goodbye to it because everything of use has been stripped from this thing, minus, I believe, yes, the batteries here. So the only thing left here is some batteries and some corner lights. And there's plenty of power here. The batteries are going to last for a long time. And I could get some more stuff out of this, as there are some computer's instruction components, so I should. I did have creative tools on there because I thought I was going to immediately delete this, but no, we can go salvage the batteries. But we are going to delete that base, as I'm trying to clean up the amount of grids that are in this save, because everything is just being absolutely crazy when it comes to the lag that I can experience. It's not so bad right now because I am actually away from my main base, the Zion base with all of its rotor turrets, and having the Vagabond ship right there. Yeah, that's a lot of grids in one location, and it absolutely devastates my frame rate. But we can sweep in here real quick, and we'll grab these batteries. And with that one, that's the end of them. Nice and quick removal. And the rest of this is just iron plates, and I have so much iron I don't really care about it. So we are going to just enable creative for a second here, and we're going to Control X on this, and yes, we want to delete the selected object. Goodbye base. Oh, a couple things fell down. Just some scrap, but we'll pick it up there. I don't see the other bit that fell, but that is alright. It will be deleted. We've got our old hole here for our grinder pit with the passageway through that I ran my connectors, which then came back up into the back of my utility. All this started right here in the hole in the ground for my landing my ship right here, actually. And now nothing's here anymore. It's all gone. We've come so far. This is episode 51, if I'm not mistaken. And we don't need Earth main base anymore. GPS can be taken away. We'll just turn it off. We'll keep it on. We'll keep the GPS for prosperity, but we don't need that anymore. Excellent. Alright, so let's head back to the freighter here. And the plan, I believe, is I'd like to set up a processing base for massive quantities of hydrogen on Europa. And so there is actually a blueprint in the workshop that I think would be an amazing blueprint to use. And we're just going to take a look at that, which is why I've left creative on. We're going to spawn it in, we're going to take a look at it, make a few adjustments to it to better suit my needs, and then go get it built. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to swing by the moon quickly just to pick up some additional equipment, as this design is going to have solar panels on it, although it could not. It could just have hydrogen engines because, you know, hydrogen. It's very nice. And we're going to have tons of it because we're going to have tons of ice. So, let's bring this up here, and it's hydrogen derrick, automated thing. Now, the cool part about this, and we got to move far enough away from the dromedary, or else when it spawns in, the shields of the dromedary will blow it up. We're just going to paste it in and take a look at this thing. Now, I thought that my mining derricks and stuff like that, my mining rigs were nice and automated, but no, this is like next level AI comparatively. So we're just going to plop ourselves here and open up the thing. And if we look at this, and we look at AI, there's all these different little timer blocks, and they all do something specific. If we look at AI start and the setup of actions for it, you can see that it turns on the drill. It does AI vertical position trigger now. It increases the maximum distance of the vertical, which pushes the drill down into the ground. It extends the horizontal piston and starts up the rotors and does a few subcycles here for extend subcycle and retract main cycle. So like if we look at, say, extend subcycle and retract main cycle, extend subcycle, setup actions, it's calling other things that are extend, like AI extend loop, AI extend end, AI extend subcycle. There's all these different things that it's calling for itself, and they're all set up at very specific delays. This one is on 5 minutes, which is the main cycle here. The AI start is just 1 second to start it. Like, all these different things are set up such that all you have to do is go AI start and then trigger, and it'll automatically, because it's all timed essentially, it's going to take so many seconds to spin around, and then once it gets back to here, it knows that it's spun around once just by the timing of it, and so it'll extend by a block and it'll spin around again, extend by a block, spin around again, and just keep doing that until it's gotten the full length. Then it will retract, go down, and do it again, and just keep doing it until it mines out a nice big hole, which I think this is really cool, and I hope to essentially steal this because it is awesome. The few things that I don't need out of it is probably don't need the turrets, as I don't expect to at least have turrets down here. I don't think a couple little turrets on the bottom are going to defend me from enemy ships. The beacon, maybe not, because I don't want enemies to be able to see this thing and come and shoot at it, so we'll get rid of the beacon. It's got a nuclear reactor with a little bit of uranium in it, which could be useful if you were like doing this with normal resource distribution, because like with my scarce resources, I don't have any uranium that I really want to like put on disposable ice derricks. So we're going to get rid of that. But in the meantime, we need to slap down probably a battery onto this thing so that it has a little bit of extra power. And something that I like to do when I'm building something and I'm making changes to it is I like to make my blocks that I'm making changes to it a vastly different color so I can see what changes I have made. So we'll put that battery down so it has power. We'll get rid of that and the uranium will fall away. We won't pick it up because we're not going to cheat. Then we'll go an engine here, hydrogen engine. So that way this thing can power itself with the hydrogen that it is picking up. We'll slap it in like so. It has a connector on the back which will go into that connector up there. So that engine is now powering this instead of the reactor. It's got a pair of oxygen generators here, H2O2 generators, which is good. Actually, it looks like it has 3 of them. Yeah, one there, one there. So that's good. You need 2 H2O2s to fully supply a single hydrogen engine. So that is not only supplying the hydrogen engine, it is also filling up this large tank here for hydrogen. But I don't know if we want to have hydrogen being collected at this particular location. And also, since we have the engine, we don't need these. We'll clean all this off for now. And I think I can bring this down so that it is simply this. And it's a lot smaller and a lot easier to build and a lot less resources, hopefully. And you, uranium, and there's some bullets there. We'll leave those. They'll despawn eventually. And I believe that if we go in here, and this was made a while ago, so there's a gyroscope on a subgrid. That's what we sometimes used to do before they improved the physics of the game. But if we just go to the pistons and share nurse attenders, then probably won't need the gyro. So this is sort of like the stripped down version of it, and I believe, well, at least with my current world settings, I can get about 10-11 million ice in this, and I'm almost out of hydrogen. Should go back immediately and refill my hydrogen. Oh, there we go. 5 points of hydrogen by the time I got back. Perfect timing. That's what it is. Are we not going to have any hydrogen? I must go to one of the tanks because we have no more ice on board. Come on. Not hydrogen tank. Hydrogen. There we go. Give me your hydrogen. I may have to tell it that it has to fill bottles. Hydrogen tanks. Auto refills on you. Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, very good. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this as my little blueprint. The bad part is that this is going to be difficult to print because it's so many subgrids. And subgrids don't like to print at all. So this is going to be difficult to reproduce in a survival sense. Because if I make this and I Control C on it, and it's taking its sweet time to copy that, and it's, yeah, this I can plop this in and bam, it works, sort of thing. But if I load that up into a blueprint, it's not going to function properly. So I'm going to have to do something about this somehow. The main core of it, I absolutely need to have is this center core. I could theoretically I could theoretically get rid of this one here. That doesn't really need to be there. It was set to, while this one was spinning one direction, that one would spin the other direction. So, hell, I could just start this one up if I wanted to. We can go AI start and trigger, and it'll automatically start. We can see that they're sort of counter spinning, so this block here stays exactly the same and stays in the same spot. And something is exploding. It's not liking drilling. It just didn't like updating there for a second. Come on, you stupid thing. And we'll just end the AI. End. There we go. And it'll retract back to its starting location. But anyway, I don't think that needs to be absolutely stationary, because even if I'm making like a drone to come pick up stuff from here, I could make a drone that could come and fly over this directly, drop down onto it, and then if it connects, it's just spinning in place. Who cares if it's spinning in place? It's a drone. When it finishes, it's just going to pick up straight from wherever it lets go. So the spinning is not going to be a matter for it. In which case, all we need to do is just replicate the foot and the arm, and we can print the main body of it. So I think that'd probably be the best for us to give it a try here. So I'm going to just put that temporarily. This is not the Hydrogen Derrick Automated anymore. It's Hydrogen Derrick Kana Custom, and we'll give it a try. Not sure if I'll get around to printing them this episode, but that's the kind of idea that I want to go to. Is I want to steal that AI core out of it and essentially use it in my own hydrogen farming situations. But in the meantime, we need to get out of here. We have everything we need. We can head off to another planet. And I did take out the toilet and put in a survival kit. It's not linked up, so you can't get hydrogen and stuff out of it, but at least it's a respawn point, which is useful. But let's take off. Now I can't press P here, because these little atmospheric ships will fall off, which would not be a very good thing. So we'll press our landing gear 8, we'll lift off, and we'll get out of here. Oh. We got some clang issues. No. No, I think we're good. Alright. Off we go to the wild blue yonder. Pitch straight up my dromedary. Oh, yes, look at all that thrust. Goodbye, Earth. We don't really ever need to come back to you again, except if we need magnesium. But I think we can get magnesium on other planets as well, so realistically, I don't have to come back to Earth ever, which is kind of an interesting thought. But off we go. Woohoo! That was something I really needed to do a long time ago, is reset my moon approach to be directly over top of my moon main base, because that was annoying several times where I would moon approach, but it was way over there where I first entered the moon's gravity a long time ago, and then I would just be like, alright, I still gotta fly several kilometers until I get to my main base. But what I'm gonna do here quickly, and we'll probably do this off camera, is I've got a mining rig there and a mining rig there. That one's done and it's just being not used, so I want to go salvage its bits. And that one hasn't even really been fully built yet. It's still freaking like blueprinted and just sitting there, so I kind of want to go and maybe finish it and get it started before I leave here, because it's over top of a gold mine. I mean, it'd be useful to get some gold mine going. Not that we need it every so often now, considering I can just like go and steal freaking all of the all of the ships and they take all their jump drives and deconstruct all of their components from them. But just quickly we're going to go and do that partially off camera here as we come in for a landing just outside of the base. Beautiful ship. And also, see if we need to, do I need to get rid of any of this hydrogen I'm carrying? Does the base need it, is a very good question. It's not running off of hydrogen, it's got all of its uranium, but how are our tanks? Are our tanks 100%? Yes, they are. Okay, good. And also I should set these back to not show all these hidden blocks, and that makes the opening of this a little bit faster. Okay, good. So, plenty of hydrogen in the base, plenty of stuff here. Let us go grab the worker ship, my little ion-based one, and go and do a little bit of salvage. And we'll take all this stuff and put it into the dromedary so that we can take it with us to Mars. I'm just about done here. It's actually funny, I cut off a piece of the arm and then the entire drilling contraption fell down into the bottom of the pit. So, that's not the best thing, but oh well. We have a ship that is capable of retrieving such things from wherever they may be. And the rest of the iron plates just in the blocks of armor I'm not going to care about at this current moment, again, because I just have so much iron. Although the future will be like, oh no, I'm out of iron, and then I'll be like, no, I wasted a whole bunch of it in the past. But it'll be fine. I just have such a surplus from all of my stone processing in the past, getting the main base set up. Okay, good. So this place, let me just aim myself in the right direction here. Get out of here. Shouldn't need to worry about hitting anything as the arm is not there anymore. And all these ones are depowered, and as I have my cleanup settings, the moment I get far enough away from them, they should just despawn, which will be excellent. Comes to this, our cargo container is full, our connector's almost full. This thing's just barely being able to fly. Something I'm gonna need to do. We'll go out to that other mining spot over here, wherever I have that rig set up, and I think I'm not even gonna I'm just not gonna put it, like, make it right now. I'm just gonna remove it, because if I need things, I can just get super gremlins and I can get more gold that way. It's just like, screw mining for gold, I'll just go hunting for gold. But I always know where gold is in case I do need to mine some more of it. At this current moment, though, I do have enough field emitters and stuff in order to handle everything that I need. So we're just going to stop this one here. Oh, jeez. Brake, 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 brake. Went way too fast there. But that's okay. We're heavy right now, so we'll take a nice slow stop and start to push back towards it. We'll take it in nice and slow, 20 meters a second or so. Yeah, because I never finished setting this thing up. I'd set up the main base of it, and then I never finished the arm and the drill rig itself. And it's just been sitting here ever since. I wonder how much power it has left. Oh well. We shall rip it to shreds and get all of its various bits back for use on Mars. Or Mars's moon. And all that really remains here is this single battery and the projection block, which I wonder how much power this thing did have left at the end, considering how long I've left it here. Let's see, let's just get rid of the projection. I can't access, there we go. Fully depleted, but I got rid of the projection block, so it wasn't telling me how long, but it still had a fair amount of power. It probably was, you know, like so many years it would be fine here. But now this thing is unpowered, and it's just a bunch of steel plates, which will eventually despawn once I leave, which is good. This little grinder ship is now very, very heavy. But what we have to do, I believe, is we have to do a little bit of musical chairs on my ship here, as on both of the connectors on the Dromedary we have atmospheric ships, which obviously being on the moon is not going to help us, as there isn't an atmosphere here. So we're gonna have to possibly bring in one of the other ships, maybe the worker, maybe the drone or something. But again, overshot because this thing is got horrible braking. And I'll just flare up to slow her down nice and quick. There we go. I want to take the stuff that's in this ship, and I want to transfer it directly to the Dromedary through its connectors. I could theoretically slap just temporary connectors on this thing and then rebuild. It's probably the fastest, isn't it? Yeah. Behind each one of these catwalks here is a connector spot, so I can just do that real quick. Get out a catwalk to replace it in the end, and get everything I need for a connector. And just tick off one of the catwalks, and there's a conveyor spot right there. And just add it on temporarily and transfer my stuff to it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We don't want to take this ship with us, as, yeah, it's not going to do well in another planet. So small cargo, and then this thing's local cargo, and looks like stuff is transferring over, at least. Small cargo, and also a temporary one, because the other one got full. Transfer all the bits and pieces over to the Dromedary. Wonderful. Yeah, it's like, see right here, oh, there's this block that covers up the end of the hydrogen tank. I kind of had to replace that with another cargo container because I just got too much stuff from breaking down the main base. Alright, now we're not pressing P because that would destroy the world. So we'll press 8, disconnect from here, and we'll go land this guy back over on the platform so that he can hang out. I wonder if he's absolutely empty, if I can stand him on in to plug him in, because he is getting low on batteries relatively. Let's give it a try. Can you stand on end? No? Oh? Hey, there you go. Good. And now you'll be recharged by the time I come back. It's like a little missile of a ship. Now, do I need to take my worker ship? Possibly. Because if I take this guy, I can use him to do all sorts of things, as this worker ship is erasing. So let's take him along, and we'll attach him to that temporary side. Oh my god, he's got so much thrust, it's ridiculous. I'll attach him up here. Oh no, that's the wrong button. What did I press? I pressed 8. Is that not my button? Okay, there we go. Jeez, I'll turn his inertial dampeners off. So he's connected to the Dromedary. We're making like this, it's almost like a, aircraft carrier now. And we'll jump in and we'll take the cargo drone with us, as we'll use the drone when we get over there. Remote control on it. And we'll fly it over and attach it as well to some sort of cargo connection. As this thing doesn't have landing gear on it, it just has thrusters. It has lots of cargo containers on it. Good, good, good. This thing is self-sufficient when it comes to that. So, what I need to do is, it has absolutely bad left and right thrust, is I can't do like what I did with the like put it on its side, because that thing's got a side connector. I need to put a connector on the top here real quick. There we go. Let's grab stuff we need for a connector. It doesn't need to be piped. It just needs to be a connector that this thing can attach to. God, this thing is turning into a frickin' aircraft carrier of such. Down. Excellent. Lock it up. Oh, and we should turn off the dampening on it. There we go. Inertial dampener is off. At least that way it won't be randomly firing at stuff. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 things connected to this. The dromedary is here. It's got pretty good amount of fuel. It's got a really good amount of components to use, which is going to be ridiculous. In terms of ammo for its guns, I want enough ammo that I can actually transfer some around to give to the base that I'm going to eventually make. So there's like 100 or so per bot, like per thing there. So I'm going to grab as much ammo as I can carry, probably once or twice, and that'll probably be enough. I wonder how much I can carry in one go. God, it takes so long to open. This is such a big grid now. To my person, please. There's got to be a place that has like 1 billion ammo. I can carry 192. So, oh yeah, there's my 6,000 ammo. So if I bring over, say, 2 or 3 loads of ammo, that should be more than enough to give to a future base to have it defend itself with normal GATs. And, ooh, something I should do is I have the dropship over here that's going in eventually to be reclaimed. I am going to grab... no! I need to get those before they despawn very quickly. I'm just going to take all of the things related to that shield, so I can take it and give that base a shield. But having those drop down there was not my plan. Oh my god, that was not my plan. Don't despawn on me. Where are you? You drop down here. There's most of it. Fields.
Inventory full.
Gravity components. Where are the field ones? And also, nanites, come pick them up, please. Is this my failure? Dropping things all over the place. And with all that stuff cleaned up, we've got all of our ships sort of attached to our our little mothership here, the dromedary. And we are going to get in and head off into space, as we have got everything we need. Oh my god, I can carry all that stuff. That's a fair amount of weight this thing is carrying up there. But let's do it. We can just head straight up because we've got so much lifting power. Look at that thrust. And we're basically in space already. We'll actually flip over because I want to stop before I like ram into an asteroid. and boom. We're essentially in orbit already. Oh my god, this thing is too much thrust. It is ridiculous. I think it's 3 kilometers up we need to be. There is moon approach. Yep, now we're in space. So no asteroids around us, it seems. So I don't have to worry about running into something right now. Hyperdrive it up. We will go to Mars approach. Wherever Mars approach is. Where are you there? There you are. Select. And jump there with everything in tow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zoom. Excellent. And now we need to, for our hyperdrive, just need to be a blind jump. And oh my god, I turned down the gyros because this thing was being silly on me. Come on, be strong again. There we go, now I can turn around. We are needing to head towards Europa. And we'll start doing blind jumps on our way there. Can I blind jump into a gravity field? Ooh, I probably have to lift myself up a little bit. I'm probably hitting Mars's gravity. Unless that thing is... I don't know how many kilometers away that thing is. Hyperdrive. How far are you jumping? Come on, like, do a 5K jump, please. And now it's going to be just a series of small jumps my way there. Or, I could do my, my method here. We'll go to thing 2, we'll put in the hyperdrive, we will go for decrease and increase and jump, and we can just increase. Oh, well, that increases it a hell of a lot. Hmm? 200. It just keeps giving me the error. Cannot jump into a natural gravity field. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Hyperdrive. 70,000 kilometers? No, maybe like, I don't know, 50k. Not 50%, I need 50k. Oh my god. 0.01? Oh, jeez. God, this thing is powerful. You can jump like 0.01% of your power is 50 kilometers. Jump. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll just keep moving my way up to this ice moon with these small jumps, and it will be good. And in the next episode, we'll be setting up our base. Ooh, natural gravity field. But that is going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and good hunting out there.